Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. First, let's double check the audio and please let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. We will be using the question panel that is on the right side of your screen, and please let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. We will be using this question panel throughout the webinar to answer all of your questions and comments about Suprema. So please, if you can let us know, Mr. Ron, thank you so much. Now we're just gonna wait a couple of more minutes for everyone to join in. And a quick reminder is that this webinar will be recorded and sent to your email right after the webinar. So at the end of the webinar, we'll be having a Q&A panel. So if you have any question and you want to send your comments, please send them through the question panel. We'll be trying to answer them throughout the webinar, and at the end, we'll also have a Q&A panel to answer all of your questions. So I think now we're ready to start. So welcome everyone to our Suprema webinar, Multiple Contactless Access Methods with BioStation, the Future of Access Control. And we want to welcome Eduardo Palma from Suprema, who will be our presenter for today's webinar. Please send us all your questions. And for everyone just joining in, welcome. And now we're ready to start.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduce. Well, I will in this presentation I will talk about the BioStation 3, the new device of the Suprema, and obviously the new experience for Access Door. Okay, so if you have any questions, as I mentioned before, you can leave in the Q&A button. Okay, PlayStation F2 and BioStation 3 have the same algorithm for facial recognition. Yeah, as you know, PlayStation F2 it's a facial device from Suprema. We have this device since 2021. Yes. So now we introduced BioStation 3 with this device. It's different. We have difference compared with the PlayStation F2. For example, BioStation 3 have a Wi-Fi, PoE, or TCP. Obviously, have the same algorithm for face recognition based on deep learning. So we'll talk about the algorithm of the different features of BioStation 3. Okay, but in summary, BioStation 3 has another new features. Okay, and we talk about these new features. The technology that PlayStation F2 and PlayStation 3 have is fusion matching. Okay, this is a technology developed by Suprema. All the technology that you have in our devices is from Suprema. Okay, so how works fusion matching? Well, fusion matching has two technology. Okay, technology based infrared face recognition and visual face recognition. Okay, when you have you are in front of the device take infrared image and fuse and make a fusion with the visual image. Okay, and with this you can have the template in 3D. Okay, with this we guarantee that the facial recognition is we don't have a, for example, fake face using a mask or maybe another person, or with trying to authenticate using a photograph, for example. So with this kind of technology, we increase the security in the device. Okay. For BioStation 3, we have the same registration options, okay, that we have in FaceStation F2. As you remember, in the COVID, we developed a lot of another ways to register people in the BioStar 2. Okay, before the COVID, we have the option to register the users in the device. Okay, this option is the most popular. Okay, but with the FaceStation F2 and BioStation 3, obviously we have another ways to register the users. Okay, for example, if you have for people working or making home office, okay, well you can register these people using via sending a link to register via mobile phone. Okay, with this we have a pre-registration, okay, because it's not the when the user is on the device, when the user is in the device take the infrared and the visual image and make the 3D template. Okay, only the image of the photograph is only for pre-registration. Okay, well, we have the option to send an email to register via mobile phone, as you can see in the video, and you have the option to register the upload massive the pictures using a CSV file. Okay, in BioStar 2 we have these options, and in the recently version of BioStar 2 2.1.1 we have another option taking a using a CSV file, but in this case only with the ID of the users. We can't upload the image on BioStar 2. With these options, we can register the users without taking a photo it's not mandatory to have the person in front of the device. Okay, so we help to the companies to come back from after the COVID. Okay, obviously using API. The API from BioStar 2 is free, so you can register the users using the API. Is another option. If you can't, if you have, for example, the pictures or the photographs from the people in another software like ERPs or another software you have the pictures, you can get these pictures and insert in BioStar 2 using the API. So we have many options to make the registrations in BioStar 2. In compared with the FaceStation F2, FaceStation 3 have a screen smaller and FaceStation 2 obviously. So the reduction in compared with FaceStation 2 is 47%. Okay, so it's similar like you have a smartphone in your hand. It's the size of the device is more compact. It's more but it's smarter than PlayStation F2. Okay, the features the new feature that the PlayStation 2 have is, in this case, the PlayStation 2 can store with 50,000 faces and 100,000 cards or users. Okay, if you can use only facial recognition, well, you can store 50,000 faces. Okay, the distance, the recognition distance is like 0.6 to 1 meter. Okay, it's the maximum distance. And obviously you can install in according with the height where you install. But if you have people very tall, well, you can install in a different distance. Okay, so it's in according with the manual you can install it. In compare with PlayStation F2, this device have a NPU neural processing unit. Okay, so this new process is help to the BioStation 3 to have has a many new features. I will talk about the new features, but it's faster than PlayStation F2. Okay, and it's smaller than PlayStation F2 with this kind of new hardware. Okay, imagine speed if you in this case for PlayStation 2 is less than 0.3 seconds. Okay, PlayStation F2, as you can know. The machine speed is like 1 second. In this case, it's 0.3 seconds. Okay, that's less than PlayStation F2. Voltage supported. In this case, PlayStation 3 support 12 volts and 24. It depends of the distance. It depends, okay, and it depends on your cable standard. Okay, if you have a cable a different standard, well, you need to use you need to see, you need to check the distance, obviously, and the voltage that you want to use. So we recommend some distance and the voltage that you can use in according with the distance. Okay, so it's very important to have this information because when we are installing on field, so sometimes we have another kind of power supply, so it's very important to have this information when we are installing this device. Okay. Another thing very important is the protection rating. Okay, in this case, BioStation 3 has a IP65. Okay, for the dust on water or liquids. Okay, have a IK06 protection. Okay, obviously it's not indestructible, but you can against this device supports some for example, a heat with that. Okay. It's very important. BioStation 3, you can find two models, okay, BioStation 3 DB and BioStation 3 APWB. Okay. The difference between these models are the card type that you can read with this device. In this case, BioStation 3 DB can read MCAR, MyFair, MyFair Plus, MyFair Desfire, and Pelica. Okay, but BioStation 3 APWB can read plus MyFair Plus, MyFair Desfire Plus, you can read HID card, Prox card, iClass sales. Okay, so it's more complete in this different and compared with BioStation 3DB. Okay, if you need to read HID cards, well, you need to use BioStation 3 APWB. Okay, obviously BioStation 3, the both models have a can read or can use Bluetooth and NFC for mobile cards. Okay, remember that we have another platform for mobile cards, call it Mocha. So if you can use mobile cards, BioStation 3, both models BioStation 3 supports NFC and Bluetooth. Okay. BioStation 3, in this case, can support PoE, but only BioStation 3 APWB. Okay. BioStation 3 DB cannot support PoE. If you need to use PoE, well, you need to consider BioStation 3 APWB. Okay, it's very important because when you are specifying, you are yeah, when you're working a project, if you need to use only PoE, well, it's the only device PlayStation 3 model that can support PoE is PlayStation 3 APWB. Okay. What else? This case, Wi-Fi, yes, it's supported, but only BioStation 3 APWB. Okay. BioStation 3 DB cannot support Wi-Fi. If you need to communicate the device using Wi-Fi, well, you need to consider the correct model. Okay. Another feature that I have BioStation 3 is using a SIP protocol. Okay, it's like for example, you have a building where you need to communicate with different extensions. Okay, or in a company you can communicate with different extensions using a SIP protocol, a SIP server, obviously. In this case, we tested Linfon, 3CX, and Central 3CX, sorry, and Linfon. Okay, Linfon is a platform in the cloud, and 3CX, I'm sure I have to work, but it's tested in our R&D team. Okay, if you need to integrate with a SIP server and use the BioStation 3 as a IP, or you need to communicate using VoIP. So BioStation 3 can support this protocol. Okay, it's very important. Currently, we are testing on other platforms, but for now, we finished the test with Linfon and 3CX, so we can guarantee that it's working properly. Okay, so in the demo, I will show you how to configure it. It's very easy in BioStar 2. Obviously, you need to use the correct version of BioStar 2. In this case, it's BioStar 2.91, okay, and the correct firmware for BioStation 3. So I will show you later in the presentation. Okay, you can configure 16 to 128 stations. Okay. Another feature and very nice feature is using the RTCP protocol for video streaming. Okay, BioStation 3 can send a video to BMS. For example, if you have a BMS and this BMS supports RTCP protocol, you can use BioStation 3 as a CCTV camera. Okay, so you have a facial recognition, you have a VoIP device, and you have a RTCP device, okay, like a CCTV camera. Okay, it's really nice, this feature. I will show you obviously how it works. Okay. Another feature is the face MAC authentication. Okay, we improve the authentication using mask. With FaceStation F2, we have some problems using a mask, for example, with different colors. Okay, as you know, during the pandemic, we have many new styles using a mask. So with FaceStation 3, we can support different colors of masks. If you have customers that they need to use mask, and now BioStation 3 supports it. Unfortunately, BioStation 3 cannot support the thermal device, but for the most of cases, it's more important the mask. So BioStation 3 supports it. Another feature that we have in BioStation 3 is a QR code. Okay, it is available since December 2022. Okay, if you need to use the QR code or read QR code using BioStation 3, you need a license. It's very important. Okay, this license is upload from the BioStar 2, or you can unload this license using a USB device in the BioStation 3. Okay. The advantage using this the licenses that you upgrade the firmware in the future. You don't lost the QR code read QR code feature. Okay, because the license is linked with the serial number of the device, so it's more easy to use. Okay, so we have a facial recognition, we have a RTCP protocol, VoIP, and now the QR code, okay, in one device. Okay, this is very important to have on mind. Okay, another feature that we have with BioStation 2 is we can use the USB port like an extension. Okay, if you need to connect, for example, 3G or 4G or 5G transmitter. Okay? You need to connect to the BioStation 3 and maybe to have a communication using this kind of the sensor. Well, you can connect using the USB port. Okay, it's really nice feature. Okay, you in the past we have many requests from customers. Oh, I need to communicate the device to the using a 4G um, transmitter. Well, with BioStation 3, we can connect it using the extension USB port. Okay. So in summary, with BioStation 3, we can use or we can make authentication using a mask. We can read cards. Obviously, it depends on the model. We can use a mobile card. We can use it like a phone or like a VoIP device, like a CCTV camera and like a QR code reader. So every feature in one device. So all in one. Okay, this is very important to have this information. And now I will show you a demo. Okay, in this case, I have a BioStation 3 version 2.1, 9.1. Okay, this is very important, the version, because BioStation 3 is supported since the version 2.10. Okay, if you have another version or older version, so you need to upgrade the BioStar 2 version. Okay, I will add a device. In this case, I have a BioStation 3. Okay, how to configure the, for example, in this case, the intercom. Okay, if you have a zip server, for example, in my case, I have a link phone. Okay, you need to put the link phone server address. Okay, in your zip server, you can create your account. Okay, in this case, you can put the username and the password. Okay, and after that, you need to create or add the different extensions and obviously the name. For example, if you have a building or if you have a company with different sites, well, you need to create the extensions and the order that you have these extensions. Okay. Once you have this information, well, you can call to the different extensions using BioStation 3, and you can call to BioStation 3 since from another phone, for example, no? Well, from another device into the zip server. So the configuration is easy. Only we need to test if you have another platform. In this case, we tested 3CX and Linphone, but if you have another platform, then you need to test. It's very important to contact to EPCOM, and we can support with the configuration. Okay. Now I will show you how to configure the RTCP. If you have experience using CCTV systems, well, it's pretty similar. Okay. In this case, we need to create ID and password, similar how do you like a CCTV camera using a user and password, and the port. Okay. In this case, I have a BMS. This BMS is from a partner. Well, okay. Only I added this device, and you can see this BioStation 3 appear like a camera. Okay, and I will try. I'm transmitting this video and live, and as you can see, monitoring. Okay, it's making a facial recognition. Okay, and obviously save the BioStation 3, taking a photo. Okay, at the same time. Okay, taking a photo for BioStation for BioStar 2 for the logs. Okay, making a authentication, facial authentication, and sending a video only to our BMS. So with this, I show you that the device working with all features at the same time. In this case, I have a QR code. Let me. I will send me a QR code. Okay. Vamos a agregar, I will add a new user. Okay. In this case, we can use the QR code in BioStar 2. Okay. We have these features in all the versions. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I will enroll this QR code. Let me add an email. Okay. Obviously, you need to configure another things in BioStar 2 to send the QR code via email, but it's let me test it. Check the video. It's right. I'm checking my email. Right. Oh, internet. Sorry, I disconnect my internet in the server. Let me check once again. Okay, I will show you in the this is the camera. Okay, this is the QR code. You can see it. Okay, so I will. Okay. Está leyendo authentication field. I have internet. Let me send you again because when I try to send, I didn't have internet, but once again. Very lead, so maybe we have this kind of problem. I stop. Okay. Oh, okay. I have the QR code. I will show you again. This is the new QR code. Okay. And now it's working with the card. Okay. So we are making authentication using a QR code, facial recognition, cards, mobile cards in this case, and sending the video only. If you have any questions, please leave in the Q&A panel. I'm not sure you have questions.
Thank you, Eduardo. Yes, we do have one question at the moment. So we invite you to send us any other question while we answer this one. So Mr. Ron is asking, is this a standalone unit or it can be connected to multiple units and use one database? Or if it's possible to connect it via WeGan to another access control system?
Okay, the both ways is possible. You can connect the device using WeGan to another control panel. And if the device can't work standalone without any server, obviously you need to add the users from BioStar 2 or directly in the device. Depends on how you want to work. But the device can work standalone and send the data using WeGan. You can
Thank you.
configure it. Sorry.
No, go ahead. If you're gonna show it.
Yeah, you can configure the WeGan output in BioStar 2. You need only to put output if you need to send a William format, or you need to add another kind of another format type, you can add it and configure it. Obviously, it depends on the control panel. The vegan interval is very important. But the most brands of the market, we have installations. Okay.
Thank you, Eduardo, for explaining this and showing us exactly how to do it directly on the platform. So, Mr. Ron, please let us know if that answered your question. Also, we invite you, we're going to be here a couple of more minutes. Thank you. Yes, this answered Mr. Ron's question. Thank you, Eduardo. So if you have any other question, please let us know through the question panel. And also, a quick reminder that this webinar will be recorded and sent to your email after we finish this session. So also, we'll be sending the information for upcoming engineering team. If you have a project coming up, please let us know. We're always ready to help you. So if you have any other question, let us know. If not, we'll be closing the session in a couple of minutes. We, of course, invite you to keep checking our website, epcom.net, where we publish all of the other weekly webinars that we have through the month. Also, all these webinars are recorded and published over our YouTube channel, Epcom USA, where we are always publishing weekly webinars as well as products of their videos and tutorials. So let me check if we have any other question, Eduardo. If not, we thank you for your time this morning and for sharing all this valuable information about Suprema. And hopefully we'll see you in the future for other Suprema webinar at EPCOM. So Eduardo, if you want to add anything else?
What? No. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. If you have any question, if you have any project, you can contact with EPCOM. Obviously, we can help you with your projects. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eduardo, and thank you everyone for being here with us this morning. And we hope to see you pretty soon in our EPCOM webinars. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.